So, Richard James, as you will know from shows like, well, certainly Supercar and Thunderbirds, and definitely Stingray, but also probably for Scarlet and beyond, and even Joe 90 and Secret Service, there are lots of underwater scenes.
Yes.
They present a particular problem because actually putting stuff in water, well, that's a bit difficult. So one of the great bits of evolution of the Supermarination era was to work out how to film them without getting everything wet, and that was by shooting them through a fish tank.
Yeah.
So for the most part, puppets and models actually only got wet if it was on the surface of the water, either going in or coming out or just floating. Mm-hmm. But all the iconic stuff of that Supermarination era was done through a fish tank. The most iconic image, I think, of those early attempts at doing this underwater filming is a fantastic shot of Stingray emerging from the ocean door with a huge burst of bubbles coming out from behind it.
Yes. I know the one.
So if the bubbles are behind, and I think there's some in front too, then surely Stingray must have been underwater. Certainly we get this question a lot. How did they do that shot? But amazingly, no. Stingray was not in the water. Instead, that shot was achieved much in the same way as any other shot of Stingray underwater, by flying the model on wires through the ocean door with an aquarium in front of the set.
Yep.
But inside that aquarium is a matte painting of a rock face that takes up much of the right-hand side of the shot. You with me?
Got you.
And at the point where the edge of the painting lines up with the right of the ocean door is a tiny, tiny little air nozzle painted in the same colour as the edge of the ocean door.
Aha.
It is that nozzle that is producing bubbles, but the moment happens so fast and the whole thing has been set up so accurately and skillfully that your brain is fooled into thinking that they are coming out of the ocean door.
Yeah, nice. Very good.
So Stingray, as you know, currently is only available in standard definition. And those DVDs were released 20 years ago, and the quality of the transfer isn't particularly marvellous, so it's pretty tough to see how that effect was achieved. It was, in fact, perfectly hidden on original transmission in the standard definition version. But if you can't quite work out how all this lines up, even looking at those standard definition ones, just look at the top right of frame. And just after Stingray leaves the ocean door, you should be able to spot a little fish swim behind the matte painting.
Aha, right, okay.
So that gives it away. And then from there, if you follow it down, just take the edge down all the way of the painting, back down to the airline, you'll see it just by the ocean door there.
Okay, very clever.
It is a fantastic bit of effects work. So clever, so beautifully done.
Yes.
Massive credit to Derek Meddings and the effects team of Century 21, because it is incredibly effective. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I have a special way of making bubbles in the bath, actually, but I won't... I won't go into that now. No? Please. Not now? No, okay, I'll leave that. Fine.
No, it was all going so well.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Were there any underwater scenes in Space Precinct?
No, we didn't do underwater scenes in Space Precinct.
Why not?
No, the closest we got was Charlotte seeing Take That in the water tank at Pinewood. Yes.
Oh, yes. Very famous happening during the same time.
That's right.
Yeah, it seems a bit weird that there were no water-based episodes.
Yeah, no, I imagine that would be proved too costly and worrisome, wouldn't it, really? I don't know how you do that.
Oh, maybe. I just would have thought on Altor you'd have maybe a race that lived underwater and had all the docks and stuff.
Sure, that's true. So yeah, you'd think.
Maybe in the future, maybe for a future season of Space Precinct, Richard, you never know.
Maybe, that we're all waiting for. Yeah, that could happen.
Anyway, that's not going to happen quite yet, but I think we are at the very end of this week's
Bubble Fact.